So I always get comments and questions and remarks like this one, 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 like a whole lot. So let's address them today. My name is Khadija Khalid and welcome back to another Khadija Khalid video. Today we are going to be talking about how I get my videos to be as crisp, as clear, and as nice. First of all, before anything, let's talk about my camera and my camera settings. I use my phone. I use my iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's what I use to film all my videos for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and across all the platforms that I post to. For my camera settings, I shoot in 4K 30 frames per second, and that is like one of the highest qualities you can get when you're shooting with an iPhone. You can get the 4K 60 frames per second. However, if you're not going to slow down any footages whilst you're editing, you do not need to use the 4K 60 frames per second. You are only going to be taking a lot of space on your phone. That is what my setting is on. There's this part of the setting where you have to toggle on whether you want your videos to be on most compatible or high efficiency. Mine is on most compatible because from what I know, you are able to maintain the quality of your video across multiple devices. So at the end of the day, after you have exported your video and then it is across your platforms for viewers to consume, it means that the quality you uploaded the video with, it is going to be maintained. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So one of the first things I do before I even hit record is to wipe my lens. I wipe my lens religiously. I wipe my lens every time. I am usually handling my phone. I'm changing angles. I may have mistakenly pasted my fingerprint all over the lens. We don't want that. That is how you will get blurry videos. I'm usually wearing a cotton scarf. So I just take my scarf and then just wipe. I'm always wiping my lens. So yes, that's like one way you can keep your footages clear. Okay, before I hit the record button, I make sure that I have an idea of how at the end of the day my video is going to look like or sound like, what music I'm going to be adding, or if I'm not even going to be adding music, how I'm going to shoot the various scenes of my videos. Now, if you do not know how I shoot my videos, I'm just going to leave my handle on the screen. I am on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube as @Khadija Khalid GH. You can check out my videos. I think my videos are pretty clean, and that is why most people always leave these kinds of comments and questions on my videos. Okay, what I do is to conceptualize, just like I was saying earlier. So for instance, if I'm going to be adding a certain type of music so that at the end of the day my video syncs to the music, I shoot in such a way that at the end of the day my video syncs to the music. So it means that before I even hit the record button, I have an idea of what audio I'm going to be adding to my to my video. So I usually would go for African cinematic sounds. In fact, when you even just type African cinematic sounds in the YouTube search bar, you should get a couple of them. You just take your time, listen to them, and then you're going to get a couple of them. Well, that is for me. I mostly do not use trending audio. I do not know why I do this. It doesn't mean you shouldn't use trending audio. Well, we'll talk about audio later, but this is what I do so that at the end of the day my video comes out in sync with the particular audio. And if I'm not even going to be using music and I wanted to have the ASMR feel where it's just the natural sounds of my environment, then I'm going to be shooting my scenes in such a way that I'll be able to record clear audio. I do not wait until maybe somebody's motorbike is passing when I'm trying to get chopping sounds of my onions. Well, I create food content a lot, and that is why I'm making reference to food. Okay, so if I'm about to chop an onion and then it is at that point that a motor rider or somebody who is handling a tricycle is moving around, you do want to hold on for that person to go away before you continue with your chopping sound, because well, my studio is outdoor. I mostly shoot outdoor cooking content, and that is what I'm making reference to. But it can also apply to when you're also filming indoors. Currently my father is watching TV just behind me, okay, and he has cold, so he's making funny noises. I'm going to be cutting all of that out because as I'm talking, he's likely to make those noises. I don't even know why I'm making this reference, but anyway, he's likely to make those funny noises. So when he's making them, I just pause and then let him finish before I even continue talking, so that it doesn't disrupt the audio of my video. Another thing I would like to talk about before I even hit record is about grid lines. When you open your camera app, you see these lines in the camera app. If yours is not turned on, you do want to turn that on. Okay, it helps you frame yourself better, it helps you capture your subject better. By subject, I mean whatever it is that you want to focus on in that particular frame. Now let's talk about how I position myself, because I film on my own, nobody helps me to film. So currently I'm shooting, and even though I have a mirror in front of me, without the mirror I'll still be able to position myself well in my videos. Mind you, if I shoot a lot of outdoor content, then how am I able to frame myself in the videos? Do you get it? Without any mirror. Outdoor, I don't have any mirror there. Right now, I'm only using the mirror because I do not want to finish filming and then I'll be told that my memory was full like 15 minutes ago, so it means that I've been talking into the air. So from time to time, I just do this and then check if my video is still recording. For me, my phone has 3 cameras, okay, and those 3 cameras are just in front of me. So I just position myself in such a way that my face is right in the middle of the 3 cameras in front of me, and that is how you're able to do that. Again, with reference to food content, if you want to show just your hands, you just make sure that the 3 cameras are just in line or linear to your hands in frame, and then you get to shoot your subject, in this case your hands, whilst you're doing something, whilst you're cooking. Now that I've spoken about how I position myself when nobody is around, let's talk again about tripods. Currently, I use my selfie stick tripod. That is what I'm most comfortable with. However, I have one that is quite heavy and I use that once a while. Because the selfie stick tripod is a whole lot lighter, I'm comfortable using that one as against this very one that I'm about to show you. So this is the other tripod. It's pretty long, it's quite heavy. I move my camera a lot and this one really doesn't help me. I don't know, it's just very stressful using this one. But it is heavy and it is durable. It's not likely to break as compared to the selfie stick tripod. So you can either go for this one, the heavy one, or you go for the selfie stick tripod. Mind you, if you are going to be doing a lot of vlogs, like lifestyle vlogs, sometimes you're going to be filming outside of your house and you don't want to carry any heavy equipment, you do want to stick to the selfie stick tripod. I'm going to be inserting a video on screen so that you see how the selfie stick tripod looks like. And then I also have another one that is an overhead tripod that I use. I sometimes use my selfie stick tripod for that same effects the overhead tripod will give me. But I'm also going to show that to you as well so that you can explore all other options and then choose what works for you. Let's talk about lighting. Because I film outdoor content, most of the time I use natural light. Currently in Ghana, it has been cloudy, so I'm not really enjoying using natural light to film as much. So that's gingered me to go and buy a 600 watt mushroom photography light, and that is what I'm currently using. You can use that outdoor and indoor. But currently I'm using that indoor because, you know, I'm in my room and I'm talking to you guys about my workflow and how I go about my content creation. Basically, that is it for my lighting. I also have a ring light though, but for the ring lights, because I got the 600 watt mushroom photography light recently, I have just packed the ring lights. It's like I no longer enjoy using the ring light but it has also served me well until I got this mushroom photography light. Let's talk about audio and how I get my sound to be as crisp as well. I think generally the iPhone 14 Pro Max that I'm using gives me very good audio. I don't usually have to use an external microphone, but if I do, I use this one that I'm currently showing you. As I'm speaking to you right now in this video, I'm not using any form of microphone because it is past 11 o'clock p.m. and it is quiet. Thankfully, my phone has a very good microphone. And also, in order for me to get crispier audio, whenever I finish editing in my editing app, which is CapCut, I increase the volume of the entire video to 1,000, so that all the sounds are clearer, are louder, so that even if you're watching the video on like mid volume, you have a decent audio you're listening to. I do not leave my videos at the 100 volume. I slide it all the way through to 1,000 so that it's clearer and crispier. And that is like one way I have improved upon the audio of my videos. So still on audio, I would also want to talk about how I source for my music or my sound. Most of the time I'll just be scrolling through TikTok and then I'll hear a sound and then make research on the sound, and then perhaps go to YouTube and listen to the whole thing, sometimes extract it right then if I come across it on TikTok. But then if the length is short, I just try and search for it on YouTube and then get the longer version. My videos are usually around 60 seconds, so it doesn't go beyond 90 seconds. So I usually would get an audio that can extend up till that point. And we all know that for certain audio, especially on TikTok, if it exceeds 1 minute, your video is going to be muted. So there are all those things that I consider while selecting an audio for my music, for my videos, sorry. So if my video is exceeding the 1 minute and I really need to use music, then it means that I'm going to be sourcing for copyright-free music. And I do that on YouTube. All I have to do is visit YouTube audio library and then I key in the genre of the type of sound that I want in my video. I take my time to listen to a few and then select the one that matches best with the aura of my video, if that makes sense. Now let's talk about editing. So I do the editing on my phone and I use the CapCut mobile app to edit. That's about it for editing my videos. Mind you, I'm also on the pro version, so I pay about 130 cedis. I've forgotten how much it is in dollars, but it went as high as 200 cedis. So now, because the dollar rate is doing quite well in Ghana, the price has reduced and I pay about 130 cedis every month for my editing app so that I can access all pro features. And I don't even think I use any serious transitions or anything, but well, I need to pay to have access to some of these features on the app, so I pay for it. And then for photos and thumbnails, let's talk about my photos, just normal photos of myself. I barely use any other external app to edit my photos. I just edit my photos in my gallery, the editor that is in iPhone gallery. That's all I use. I just use the sliders on the various filters and saturation, hue, whatever it is. I just use those sliders and then I check if I'm satisfied with the outcome of my photo, and that's about it. I don't use external apps yet again because usually if I want to take a photo, I'm making sure that people are not in the frame as much, so I don't have people in my photo when I'm trying to focus on me. When it comes to my thumbnails as well, I use good old Canva. I'm not on the pro version. That's about it for editing my thumbnails. Of all the things that I've mentioned, if there is a particular thing or a particular topic you would want me to elaborate or go into detail on, just leave it in the comments and I'll address that in the coming weeks. Another thing I do to get my videos to be clear is color grading. So at the end of the day, when I finish filming everything and then I'm now editing, I color grade my videos. I don't do any crazy color grading. I just once again push a few sliders. I don't think I apply any special filters. Well, once in a while I'll apply a filter, but when you open the CapCut editing app, you should see something like saturation, temperature, and hue, and so on and so forth. There's this HSL function as well. So if I have a lot of, say, reds in my video and I want the reds in my video to pop, I'm just going to select the red color and then increase the saturation of the red color. So every other color will be maintained in the video, but the reds in the video would be saturated. It will be intense. I think I use that, and then the temperature, and then I increase the warmth of my video because I shoot outdoor and then I live in Africa, so it just makes sense that my video will come across as warm. Do you get? Yeah, that's about it. Like, those are like the things that I do. That's like me taking you through my workflow. And if I have any idea, all I do is to write it down or type it into my notes app. I have this content planner. My friend gifted this to me on my birthday, so this is what I use to put my ideas down. So for this video, I just wrote out pointers on things that I wanted to talk about. Once again, if you need me to go into detail on a particular topic, you can just leave it in the comments and I'll address it in the coming weeks. I hope you took one or two things from this video, and hopefully I'll be able to share more of my knowledge on these things. My name is Khadija Khalid and today has been good, so I guess I'll see you in the next class, right? Alright. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.